Good morning. Welcome to Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African News Network, TOS Television. My name is Merciful Ajinamo. On the newspapers this morning in Nigeria, there are a couple of stories that are, of course, making the round. One of which is the attack on the Kaduna highway, where bandits, abduct scores and burn 8 vehicles. We have other election issues and other stories on the newspapers this morning. Analyzing them in the studio is Adebayo Fajime. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. It's good to be here again.
Pleasure is ours. On Daily Trust newspaper, the lower banner says bandits abduct scores, burn 8 vehicles on Kaduna highway. What is your take on the continuous attack on that particular highway, even in Kaduna State?
This shows us the ineptitude of our leaders in political offices, because before now, we have been having these insecurity challenges, and now the promise that when they come in, there is going to be an end to every form of insecurity. They were painted as Messiah and as the only option to the Nigeria challenges. But unfortunately, we still find ourselves where we are today. So that means they have not delivered maximally to Nigerians what they promised when they come to power. But whatever it is, we need to continue to tell them to rise up to take responsibility in protecting lives and properties of Nigerians. That highway has been experiencing a incessant attack. What happened about 2 days ago, even though the attack has not been confirmed by Nigerian police and the Kaduna State government, but reports from residents, people who witnessed the attack or who have feelings of what happened there, confirmed that this really happened. And as we speak now, media reported unspecified, which means they cannot even say whether it is 10, whether it is 20, whether it is 100. And we also heard that about 8 vehicles were burnt. So we need to continue to talk to government to rise up to their responsibilities, because one of their top priorities is protection of lives and property. If you cannot protect people, you cannot protect citizens for them to live without fear wherever they are.
Then you're failed as a government.
Of course. And who are you going to be governing? So this is a very big slap on them, and I'm looking forward to them to rise up and take absolute responsibility.
All right, rise up and take responsibilities. That's the message to the government. That's on Daily Trust. From the very top, we see APC-PDP post-primary crisis hit state. That is on page 3 of the Daily Trust. And the big story is APC presidential primary confusion, horse trading among governors, aspirant camps. We know that's due this weekend. That's on Daily Trust newspaper. We see Vanguard. The big story again is APC stakeholders rail against Buhari's bid to pick successor. That is on that paper right there. All right, to go to the Nigerian News Direct paper, from the very top to the very right, we see Lagos steps up action on alternatives as Okada ban takes off. That is on page 2 of the Nigerian News Direct paper. Adebayo, do you really think there are alternatives, for these Lagos residents who are trying to, feed their families on a daily?
Of course, I do believe, and there is no better alternative to that than for us to begin to engage our youth in a very productive way. It's quite pathetic each time I see our political office holder giving out Okada as a form of empowerment to our teaming Nigerian youth. I weep each time I see that kind of empowerment, because you are not engaging your brain, you are not engaging yourself creatively. And okay, how do we grow our economy in that very way? Because this Okada service is not something you can take to another country. You cannot take it to the United States, you cannot take it to Ghana, you cannot take it to anywhere in the world. So rather, we are just, it's a form of empowerment that limits and condition our mind that, okay, you don't have any other thing to do, okay, we are experiencing unemployment issue, okay, in order for you not to be idle, just take this, but we cannot continue like that. People started that as a form of engaging people, but it has come to become a tradition, and people, it's what even many Nigerians are looking towards now, especially if they have people in power. So, and you see all our policymakers at the National Assembly, one of the things they do in giving back to the society is giving Okada as a form of empowerment. So there is no better way for us to engage people than to make them to be productive. And how do we do this? Let us create an enabling environment whereby whatever you have, whatever skill you have, whatever aspiration or dream you have an enabling society, community that encourages you, that supports whatever you want to do, that makes you to contribute, to have an input into the economy. So it is through that way that we can grow and have a very good economy. And whatever we are doing, we can also take to other countries, because if you are riding Okada, can your service be needed in the US? Can it be needed in Ghana? Can it be needed in Germany and other parts of the world? So we cannot continue this way. So for us to be able to tackle this issue, we need to have a paradigm shift, knowing fully well that this is not the best way for us to engage these people, because if this trend continues and people, or especially our leaders, continue to engage our youth in this very particular way, there is no better way to it. And also come to think of it, do we have a very good transport system? We don't have that in place.
I was going to go there because many Lagosians are of the opinion that using motorcycles, which they refer to as Okada, is like the best medium to, move, especially in a place that is really choked up by people living in Lagos State.
Yes, of course. So, not only in Lagos, even in Abuja here. So, everything rises and falls on leaders. So, if our leaders can look at this issue very critically and ready to challenge it, I'm very sure in no time we'll be able to come over this challenge.
All right, that's on Nigerian News Direct on page 2 of that newspaper. And then on The Guardian, the big story is APC stakeholders Pandef slam Buhari on successor charge. That's on The Guardian. On The Punch is still APC ex-goal. Governors divided over Buhari's succession plan. Screening report ready. That's on The Punch newspaper. On the Daily Independent, to the very right, on the very top, we see FIS threatening state, local government over unremitted tax deductions. I remember we had this conversation. I'm talking about remittance back to the federal government on the FIRS issue, and then you spoke about the issue of independence in states, and now FIRS is threatening state in Nigeria and local government over unremitted tax deductions. What's your take on this?
We are not engaging ourselves in federalism. We are not practicing any form of federalism. So whatever is meant to be remitted to the federal government should be given. It is not now. It has been a very it's been a norm, in governance in Nigeria.
On The Nation newspaper, the big story is 2023 president. It's South's turn after Buhari, says Ayade. That's the big story from the very top. PDP delegates share 7 million naira with community. The writer says pairs for indigent pupils. And that's on page 6 of The Nation newspaper. Besides that, Ministry Director forfeits Varsity Hotel Factory. And then the writer says court rules on EFCC's suit. That's on The Nation newspaper. On this day, from the very top, federal government disagreement among concessionaires delaying takeoff of $3.1 billion e-customs project. And that's from the very top there on page 41 of this day newspaper. The big story is presidency APC still divided on zoning Mon's option to face Atiku. That is on this day newspaper. Many thanks, Adebayo, for joining us on this Nigeria Now today.
It's my pleasure.
And thank you, viewers. Don't forget, you can always stay updated on our website, www.tostvnetwork.com. On social media, it is at TOS TV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. My name is Merciful Ajidimo. Have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow.